Welcome and thank you for checking out my review of the latest episode from Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the final season. It's the grand return of fan favorite Ahsoka Tano in the episode Gone with a Trace. We follow Ahsoka Tano after she leaves the Jedi Order and finds herself in the underworld of Coruscant, where she meets aspiring pilot Trace Martez. And after Ahsoka helps Trace with some hooligans, Trace's older sister Rafa enlists them both to help her build a few dangerous droids that she wants to sell to make some money. Now, I was really excited this episode because I love this show. I can't wait till next week, till another episode comes. I love the character of Ahsoka, and I'm super invested in her story, despite knowing that she's going to eventually show up in Rebels and help continue the legacy of the Jedi. Her leaving the Jedi Order is a very heartbreaking story, a very tragic story that I was super invested in, so I couldn't wait to see what they do with her in this final season. And honestly, I was disappointed with this episode. Nothing much of importance happens in here. It feels very much like a side quest, and for the return of Ahsoka, which is one of the big plays that they have going into this season. It's one of the most attracting features of this season. I felt that it was just okay. Do not get me wrong, I didn't dislike this episode. I don't suddenly dislike the character of Ahsoka. For the episodes that we've gotten up until now, and for the fact that this season is only 12 episodes long, we don't have much time to spend with these characters. We're very near the finishing line. We're almost at the halfway point of this entire season and the finale of the entire series. And I didn't get that much investment in this episode. There's enough fun action and fun interactivity between characters, and I like what this episode gives to the character of Ahsoka, because she's not very good with people. Because she was in the Jedi Order, she was very secluded from the world. She only was meant to be a hero, and then she would go on to her Jedi training. I do like a point in this episode where she's talking about her past, but she wants to keep it a secret, so at one point she refers to Anakin as her older brother, and I thought that was really sweet. But the choice on her part to make her Jedi past a secret really didn't sit right with me. I understand the why in the perspective of the writers, but I don't understand the why on the perspective of the character. I don't believe this character would make this decision, because she can still use the Force. It's not like the Jedi are outlawed at this point. It's not like Order 66 has been executed and now the Emperor rules. We're still not at that point. So there were many moments in this episode where I was like, all of this is cool and fine, I guess, but why isn't Ahsoka using the Force? She can, she should, and this character totally would use the Force in certain situations that occur in this episode. I also felt like the episode didn't give me enough from the new characters. We got really the bare minimum. I don't dislike Trace. I think I dislike a little bit of Rafa because we're supposed to. So it did the bare minimum competently, I guess. But at points it even felt very slow. There was even a moment in this episode where I was like, oh, okay, this was just the first half of the episode, now we're gonna really get into it, and then the episode ends. So it goes by like that, but it feels like not much happened. So I hope going into next week's episode, we continue this story, but I hope there's a little more meat to it. For the return of Ahsoka, I expected something with a little more oomph to it, a little more power, a little more importance narratively and thematically. This episode just didn't feel like it had any of it. It's fine, it's okay. I love seeing one of my favorite characters back on screen and continuing this grander story, but I just hope we pick up the pace because there aren't that many episodes left. And if Clone Wars is being Clone Wars, they're going to divide these episodes by like 3 episodes of this mini arc within a grander arc, and I hope the next one just keeps up the pace with the last few ones that we've been getting. And those are my thoughts on the latest episode of Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the grand return of Ahsoka Tano. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this episode, and let me know what you've been thinking of this season so far. And if you haven't checked out yet, check out my reviews for the last few episodes. I'll leave a playlist at the end of this video. Once more, thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You are the best. I'll be back very soon with a review for The Banker and The Way Back. And so until then, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to subscribe and like, because it really helps me and the channel out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.